What's going on, Wolfman fans? Welcome back to another video. Now, I apologize. I haven't put out a video. It's been a while. And the reason why, and you can hear it in my voice, I actually, about, like a week or two ago, I had a bad cold, a bad seasonal cold, and my head was all congested, my chest was all congested, and caused a lot of coughing, and all that coughing wore out my voice, and I've been really trying to take care of my voice and not do any yelling. And unfortunately, I work as a range officer at a gun range, so yelling is half of my job. But I'd still keep trying to do what I can to take care of my voice. And unfortunately, my throat gets a little scratchy, gets strained, and so I'm gonna be drinking a bit during this video. I'm just trying to keep, trying to keep my voice, my throat, moistened, I guess. Keep it from getting dry. So anyway, I didn't want to make a video right now because of all that. And I just kind of wanted to get everything healed up and get myself sounding normal again before I try to make another video. But look, I can't put this off any longer. There's things I need to talk about. And you guys know how it is. I pay attention to, I see news stories, I read articles, all this different stuff. And I kind of take a culmination of the sum of all of that, smash it into one long rant of opinions, and I give it to you and give you my take on it. Listen, I said a long time ago, we don't want a civil war. We don't want another civil war in this country. Even the people that say that they do want one, you don't know what you're talking about. War is a very ugly thing. And Americans killing Americans, I can't imagine that. It'd be horrible. But you know what? Look at all the stuff we've seen over the course of the last year, 2 years. How would that be almost any different? It'd be on a larger scale, granted, but it's already going on. And now we've got a president who's so gung-ho about trying to introduce what he calls common sense gun reform that he's willing to go out there and make stupid statements about, hey, nobody needs an AR-15 with 100-round clip magazine doohickey, unless deer are out there wearing Kevlar vests. As if that's the funniest thing he's ever come up with. And the rest of us are sitting here going, okay, well, you're an idiot, because that's not what that's for. And he damn well knows that. That's why he follows that statement up with talking about the only way you could take on U.S. government, you need F-15s and nuclear weapons. I don't know about you guys, but I took that, and I know a lot of my friends did, we took that as a threat. That is an open threat to fight against American citizens, gun-owning, patriotic Americans with military force up to and including nukes. Say what you want, guys. Your government and your president, they don't like you. They have no intention to do what's best for you. They don't care. They're doing what's best for them, their little friends and families, their special interests. That's the people they care about. That's when they talk about green energy reforms. They're the people that are profiting for that is certainly not you. It's actually going to make your life so much harder. But companies that make solar panels and windmills, people that do electric cars, and the people that invest in it, those are the people going to make the money. It's not about helping you. It's not making you life better for you or even saving this planet. It's special interests. And you're not part of that special interest. They have no special interest in you. Hell, you got Gavin Newsom's stupid ass in California, who at the time Trump told him, hey man, maybe on this government-owned land, and the land owned by like, was it Pacific Gas and Electric, the PG&E, maybe you should clean up that land, like clean up the first floor of all the fallen trees and pine needles and stuff that, you know, from the slightest spark will set the entire state of California on fire. And they laughed at him. Gavin Newsom started trying to spin it to where it had something to do with carbon emissions from cars. That had something to do with wildfires. Which, I'm sorry, if you guys didn't see how much of an asshole that guy was beforehand, he's done nothing since then but make himself look like more of an asshole. And as if to prove my point, he's now getting government grant money to put Trump's suggestion into action. Trump's had good ideas. We just didn't want to do it because Trump said it. That's what it was. God forbid a good idea be a good idea because it came from Trump. No. The better idea is to take government money that came from taxpayers in freaking Florida, North Carolina, everywhere. All of us paid in taxes. And little bits of that money that is coming from all the rest of us is going to be sent to California for them to do what they should have been doing in the first place. You want my opinion? Everybody in California who doesn't agree with all of this liberal BS, Democratic BS, all y'all, get out. And on your way out the door, light a match and throw it in the woods. Let that state burn to the ground. And once it's burned out, maybe we can start over and build California back to what it's supposed to be, the Golden State. Not the dirty needle and human excrement state, which is what it is right now. California, all you people out there who talk such big crap about California, I'm sorry to say this, guys, your state is garbage. Everything about your state at this particular point is garbage. Oh, we have beautiful beaches. Yeah, with homeless people and drug addicts all over the beaches and trash and human shit. Y'all have a nasty, destroyed state. And you've let it happen. You're the people. You're the power. Not Gavin dumbass Newsom. He's not the power. It's Nancy Pelosi. I know she's from there and it's where her house is. She's Speaker of the House. You think that gives her authority over California? No. You're still the people. It's your state. Take it back. Stop letting random rich people destroy your state. People who clearly don't care about you. Moving on from that, excuse me, I'm getting a little hyped up here. The wokeism that's going on. White people, we got to recognize our privilege, and we have to recognize our white anger and our white rage, and try to figure out where it comes from, so we can try to be less white, and recognize the suffering of colored people, specifically African Americans that are not from Africa, they're from America, but we're going to still call them African Americans because reasons. We want to get rid of racism, but we're going to do nothing but focus on race. So all you people out there who voted for Biden, are you seeing the ridiculousness yet? Or are you guys your heads still so far up your ass, busy smelling your own farts, that you still think that, you know, men need to check their patriarchal power, but it's cool for a trans woman, a person born biologically male, to beat the ever-loving hell out of women in women's sports. You don't see the nonsense in that? No, because you're busy smelling your own fart. And I know that sounds childish, but tell me what else, what other sense it makes. There's nothing else that makes sense. There's no way you can put any of that into any statement, any form of statement, that it's going to make sense to me. Because it's illogical. You're making crap up off the top of your head. And what's worse is you don't even play by your own rules. Rules for thee, not for me, right? So now I'm not talking to the woke people anymore. That's out of the way. I had to throw that message out to them. So if you guys know some of these woke leftist people, you can send them my video, and so they can sit there and watch this whole part where I just called them a bunch of dumbasses. I encourage you to do so. But the wokeism is spreading. The whole critical race theory. That basically, it boils down to white people are evil and can never not be racist because we're white. And that black and brown and colored people of color will never ever be anything other than victims because of white people. That's what it boils down to. And I'm sure that there's a lot more other nuances to it, but that's what it focuses on. They're teaching this stuff in schools. Not everywhere. There are places that are safe from this, but a lot of schools out there are teaching your children to hate themselves if they're white, or to hate other kids because they are white. This is happening. And what's worse is now it's infecting the military. What is it, General Milley? I think he's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff right now. He's standing in front of Congress talking about he wants to understand where white rage comes from and how it contributed to the, quote, insurrection on January 6th. This insurrection was a rowdy bunch of retards wearing, like, you saw the dude with the headdress with the horns and the face paint? Nobody was armed except with a fire extinguisher. They busted in, was a little bit loud and rowdy, and broke some windows. In fact, the only person that had people had guns were Capitol Police, and they shot one of them, one of the insurrectionist protester people. So if anybody is a victim, I would say it's the group that had the actual death on their side. It was an insurrection. Please. You took over, what is it, 6 city blocks in Portland and call it an autonomous zone where rape and murder, theft, assault, arson, all these things skyrocketed because no police were allowed in there. Y'all let that happen. But that was a summer of love, right? But see, this is what we're dealing with. And the military, General Milley, Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, is encouraging this bullshit. I served 12 years. And I'm glad I ended my service at this point. I could have retired from the military. In fact, if I had stayed in and I was headed for 20 years, I'd still be in right now. I'm glad I'm not. I came up in the military where we were trained to kill. That was our job. We knew our place. Our job was to go overseas and kill the enemy. Not to question our whiteness. Not to pander to the liberal mindset of people who can't figure out if having a penis means they're a man or not. Or for that matter, if having a penis should mean they shouldn't be able to compete in women's sports because they suck at men's sports. You don't tell me that you've always felt you were a woman. Maybe you just always knew that you were a half-assed dude. So you finally got an out. You finally got an angle you can exploit. I don't believe half of you transgenders are actually transgenders. Again, another part of this video you can send out. I don't believe you. Not a one of you. You're all fake. And this is the craziness this world is coming to. We have a president who's basically making open threats to his own people. You have a general that's focused on racial whatever. The army is not a problem. It has not been a problem has not had a problem with racism in a long time. You know why? Because we're taught when we get to like basic training, boot camp, that we're all equally worthless. We're not worth nothing, regardless of our skin color, our background, whatever. We are broken down and then built back up as a team, to where me as a white guy would gladly fight and die for the sake of this black soldier over here. He's my brother. And I would gladly give my life to make sure that he's able to get home to his family. Likewise, I served with a lot of Hispanic people from all over Central and South America, believe it or not, and the Caribbean. I served with soldiers from everywhere. Any one of these men and women, I would have gladly given my life for, so they were able to make it home to their family. And I would like to think that they would have done the same for me, because that's the way we're supposed to operate as a military. The color of your skin doesn't matter. It's the most insignificant, inconsequential bullshit in the world. It makes no difference whatsoever. Now, granted, there are some ethnic background kind of traditions and things that we do. This is where stereotypes come from. But if that matters to you at all, you're an asshole. Unless the ethnic background of this person, their traditional ethnic background is rape, pillage, murder, and that's how they live their life, then we can have a problem. We can talk about that. But that's not the case. I know a lot of you people out there are still upset about we're living on stolen land from the natives. Hey, I hate to break it to you, you mispronounced conquered. And whether you like it or not, that was the way of the world at one point in time. Countries and nations were built on conquest. And don't think the Native Americans didn't kill each other. They fought with each other all the time. Killed each other, enslaved each other. They weren't innocent of it. You cannot view the history of the world through the lenses of modern morality. It won't work. Times have changed. For the better, I'd like to think. But apparently, according to some people, haven't changed at all. And we're still out there raping, pillaging, murdering, and conquering. Or not, but what the hell do I know? This world has gone to hell in a handbasket. And to circle back around, because unlike our press secretary who likes to say that all the damn time, I'm actually going to circle back around to where I started. The whole Civil War thing, I said before, we don't want it. Even the people out there who say we need another Civil War, you don't know what you're talking about, and hope and pray that isn't the case. But listen, it could be. We've got a few more years here with this administration, and there's a lot of real shady stuff going down. These different agreements that are being made with the European nations. I encourage you guys out there, do your research. Look at the G7 accords that from just recently. Go look at what's in them. Go look at just the little things that he's doing, the policies that Biden and Harris are trying to impose. Go look into it. Don't run around blind. You're not stupid. We all know better. We all know how to read. Literacy is a gift. Go read the documents. Research for yourself and see what I'm talking about. They're screwing you. They're screwing us. They're selling out this nation. Because they don't care about you. You're the poor people. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. To all you assholes who are out there who voted for Biden, I know you're not that stupid. I mean, you made a dumb decision. But then again, you would have voted for Scooby-Doo. Because you didn't vote for Biden, you voted for not Trump. But now I hope that you're starting to see maybe you messed up. Maybe you made a mistake. And if you're still out there, high and mighty, thinking that this was the best decision, I hope that you're never able to vote again. I really do. Because I don't need your skewed thought process at the voting booth, where the only things on your mind is racism and mean tweets. You've got racism, patriarchy, transphobia, and shit like that. These are just words floating around it's a big word salad in your head, and you can't get past it to think logically, to think critically. Not like critical race theory critical, but actual critical thinking. Because critical race theory is actually, how do I want to put this? Critical race bullshit is what it is. And I honestly wish we could find the person that came up with it and just bash his head against the wall repeatedly. It's what he deserves. It's some dumb shit. Can you imagine that this stuff, critical race theory, stuff like this, came from the head of an adult and somebody who is supposedly a very influential and respected person? This is an adult that thought this stuff. I'd be surprised. If I didn't know better, I would have thought this was some fresh high school freshman who had no knowledge of the outside world beyond mom's house and their school, and was just a wannabe retread hippie. I would have thought it came from that individual. No, this came from an adult. But if all of this going on is not cluing you in to the idea that there's an active effort being made to completely destroy the United States and any facet of freedom and liberty that we enjoy, to bring about not just a communist, but a complete, as I said, new feudal system of dystopian feudal society. If you don't think that that is what they're trying to do, I don't know what to tell you. We've been warning you. And everything we've been warning you about is happening. It's coming down. It's right in front of you. All you got to do is open your eyes and look. Y'all made a mistake putting this man in office. Y'all made a mistake giving the Democrats the power. And I'm not a Republican. I think there's a lot of Republicans out here who have an opportunity to oppose the Democrats that are just as big. They're wusses. They're being pussies out there and they're not doing anything. In fact, there's many of them that are starting to side with the Democrats. I don't believe in the parties. Loyalty to a party is not loyalty to the nation. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the people. We need to take this country back. We need to stop letting some brain-addled old man decide what's best for us. Man doesn't even know where he is half the time. Why do we let people that are near in their 80s be the president? That's a mistake. We need somebody who's in their 40s. Somebody maybe in their 50s. Somebody that's, yes, they've got experience under their belt, life experience, and experience in the field of political science, but still at least a few decades of life left where they're not in a wheelchair needing assistance. Biden isn't too far away from that. Look, I've rambled on for long enough. I think you guys get my point. Things have gotten crazy. Things are getting out of hand, and we need to fix it. Make your voices heard. Stand up and show that you, me, we, as the people, will not watch our country disappear. We will not watch it crumble. All right, that's all I got. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and hope you're having a great and wonderful life. Hope you're doing better than me right now. Let me tell you. As always, you guys stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.